Hello, hello, hello. Oh, what's this?
Oh, what's this?
That's a sound check. If I ever heard one. Ah, Telemachus is on here. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight, Telemachus. Dennis Cross. Howdy from Kansas. Dennis Cross. You know, we're just a stone's throw from the Kansas border. You ought to come down and see us sometime, Mr. Cross. Bri G, Neil Morgan, Charlie Stout. Charlie Stout, you going to come play with me this Sunday? Charlie and I. They are talking about having a trip down here around June, middle of June. No, not the middle of June, the middle of March. Maybe trying to make a road trip to the Casa Pulp Alley. How wonderful will that be? William Schmidt Matson, thank you so much for joining. Well, I hope you like Star Trek because that's what we're going to be doing on Sunday. We're going to start a little Star Trek escapade. Going to have some fun with this. Don Lovejoy, thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Marty Devine, awesome, awesome. Yeah. We're going to talk about the leagues that we'll be playing on Sunday. Let's see, is this hooked up? Almost. So we're going to have some Federation characters here. And look, we'll have, some Klingons as well. So that'll be the leagues for Sunday. Of course, I'll be talking about this more, so I probably should try to think of something else to talk about. Bessy's on her way over. Max will be in tow. Let's see. We will officially go live in a little less than 3 minutes. Been battling a flu, cough, cold sort of thing the last few days, and it's really had me down. I spent the last couple of days in bed. And, not much gets done around here when Daddy's in bed. But I'm feeling better today. Hi, buddy. You want to stay out here? Okay. Okay. Let's find you a chair. But you're going to have to kind of be quiet and, just kind of sit here next to Mama. Hop on up there, buddy.
Hi, Mama.
Hi.
What's your favorite color?
My favorite color is yellow. What's your favorite color?
Yellow.
Colors: blue, orange, and white.
Blue, orange, and white.
That's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Good choice. All right, sit all the way on.
Let's see. I hope you all had a wonderful and safe New Year's. We had, we didn't do much around here. We did pretty much nothing. We were in bed by...
We partied hard. We watched Lady and the Tramp.
We watched Lady and the Tramp. That was our New Year's celebration. We
Fun
watched
fact,
Lady and the Tramp.
both the kids were already asleep
Mm-hmm.
when we started.
Yeah, it was just us. But when we say that, it was actually just us watching Lady and the Tramp.
And I was awake.
And you were awake?
Slept in your
You
monster
were
truck
sleeping.
tent.
Yeah, he got a monster truck tent for Christmas, so that was a big deal. Oh, it's 8 o'clock.
And also I told them that I got something super big.
Super big?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you want to tell them about?
I tell them about my big Monster Jam garage.
Your big Monster Jam garage?
We got a big old Monster Jam garage.
Big Monster Jam garage. How many? What all is on it?
We have garage comes with a million pieces.
A
to
million
it.
pieces. Yeah.
A
Like
million pieces.
10,000 pieces to it. And it comes with great like a golden one. That's real good. That you haven't seen before.
Okay.
That next time when we do I will show what my grader will look like.
New gold gravedigger that he got.
All right. So next video, tune in.
For
You'll
the
see it.
new gold gravedigger.
Yep.
So we are officially done with the Peter Pan adventures, and we're going to switch over to Star Trek. So I don't know how much of this story to give away to start off with, but none. We're not going to give away any of it. Okay, she says I don't get to give away any of it. I've already pretty much got the scenarios figured out that we're going to go through.
Terrain.
I think I've got the 2 leagues figured out. So it'll be a little bit of a guessing game as y'all get to try to figure out what's he up to this time. So here are the 2 leagues that we're going to be using. We'll have a Federation League. Over here, a 5-character Federation League. And then we will also have a 5-character Klingon League. So they will each be made up of a leader. The Klingons will be a leader, a sidekick. I think they will have 2 allies and 1 follower. So that will be the Klingon League. And then for the Federation, we will have a leader, a sidekick, and 3 allies.
Got a lot of red shirts.
Well, someone's got to take the heat.
A couple of them forgot their pants, but it's okay.
Well, we don't judge.
That's pretty typical, I think, in this.
I got my skull pretty much finished. I don't have any kind of lacquer on it yet. So this was one of those aquarium finds, one of those pet store finds. And this, it was hollow. So what I did is I got some air dry clay and filled in the eyes.
Oh, that's what.
That's what the air
That's
dry
your
clay
mysterious.
was for. Yeah. And then there was a little bit of the jowl that I had to fill in as well. And then this was just a big empty hollow. And I used some more of the air dry clay to fill in a little area up here, which conveniently I made a standing area in there so you could put a character in there. I don't think I can get more than one. Maybe I could if I pushed them around. But so if you're not hitting up the pet stores and looking for cool terrain, this was under $10. If this was an actual piece of terrain that you bought from a gaming company, it'd be $30, $40, $50 or so. But from pet stores, under $10. So that was pretty cool. I don't have the table set up for Sunday yet, so this is still remnants of what was set up on set up from last Sunday. But this might be kind of close to what I was planning on using. So
Raiji said he got some Japanese terrain from a pet store not long ago.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. Chad's on here, very cool. Do we owe Chad a package which we haven't sent to him yet? Looking for the Star Trek. Yep. So there are several settings that I would like to do, and I was talking with Bessy about what settings we wanted to do for 2024 because I would like to kind of start planning in advance, some of these switches, and we've already kind of floated the idea about doing a Middle Earth Hobbits kind of mini campaign. We'll do 3, 4, scenarios, however we decide to do. But I would really like to do like a cyberpunk or a near future or too late for a howdy. No, it's never too late for a howdy. Thank you, Frank, for jumping on here with us. I'd like to do a cyberpunk or near future or sci-fi-ish sort of game. And I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet. I'm a huge fan of the Aliens movie, Alien and Aliens. So, there's always the chance that we would swing into that. but I also like the
Pass the
Blade
line.
Runner stuff
Messages
too.
are left.
So maybe that would be fun too. So give me some ideas out there as far as what you guys would like to see as far as some
Ooh.
sci-fi stuff.
Nay's coming in hot with an unpopular opinions. Star Trek over Star Wars.
We oh look, we got a spinning wheel of death.
Well, that's what happens when you start talking.
Love the Blade Runner. Yeah, yeah. Mad Max would go well with the desert map. Yeah, Mad Max would be a lot of fun as well. Definitely crosses into that kind of post-apocalypse stuff, which we
Mhm.
have kind of done. Fifth Element would be fun too. Yep, yep, that would be cool. I love those suggestions. Good ideas, guys. Thank
Where
you
are
for
these
sharing
figures
this.
from?
Eric Miller there. These figures are from Mac Daddy. He painted these and sent them to us, and beyond that, I have no idea. Shadowrun. I have no idea. I do. So, if anybody out there recognizes these miniatures, I'm fairly sure. Just because I kind of feel like I recognize these figures. They appear to be probably hassle free. I think it's his style of sculpting. If they're not, they're really close. And the rest of these, I'm not exactly sure who or where they came from. So if you recognize where these came from, somebody says they look like Sally Forth. I have no idea, brother. I have no idea. If you have a link or can send them to me, since we're going to be using these for probably the next 4 or so weeks, um, if we could get some confirmation on where these actually came from, I'd like to know because
Other than Mac Daddy.
yeah, other than Mac Daddy, the skirts are short enough. Well, I like to wear a short skirt when I put one on. How about Tron? Oh, that would be a ball too. Yeah, that would be fun. Adios, Gringo. Which version of Star Trek? Well, just my version, Mister Gringo. I don't. I don't plan on staying true to really any of it very much. So for me, it's just having fun and putting my toys out there on the table. So I'm not really going to try and make it one version or another. It'll just be my version. Hassle free confirmed. Someone posted those figures to their blog. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. That's what I thought looking at the way he sculpts faces. What's his name over there? Kev White? That's probably not right. Oh, what the heck is that? Oh, that's the hassle-free code. Sci-Fi Girls 3 coming to pack. Okay, very cool. Very cool. And what about the rest of these? Could anybody Sally Chad says Sally Forth. Could we get a secondary confirmation on that? Does anybody know where these are coming from? Klingons and other Federation folks. So I think, and again, I'll just be kind of coming up with my own storyline for it. But for the most part, I think I'm going to have them, both groups, both the Klingons and the Federation, are going to be crashing on a remote outpost. But they're also here to try and maybe get the outpost to kind of join their side a little bit. Makes Star Trek minis for the RPG. Beware of Romulans buried gifts. Oh, interesting. All right. Anywho, so one of the things that we had, I think, a question of recently was asking about, how about pre-generated characters for westerns? And I would just really encourage folks. I would really recommend, I guess, that just about any of the Pulp Alley characters can be thrown into a Western. Western is really pulp to us. When we started designing Pulp Alley over 10 years ago, we were really working with Western characters because I didn't have any like 1920s, 1930s characters at the time painted up. So we actually started using Western miniatures. So to us, Westerns is is Pulp. So I think you could very easily draw the line from even going back further than Westerns. You can go all the way back to probably like a Victorian era, kind of a modern era, and go all the way to near future easily using the characters that we have, because things like brawling and shooting and might and finesse and cutting, those things are all relative to the time period that you decide to play in. So you could easily take a league like Phantom Aces League, put it into a Victorian sci-fi setting, just change the miniatures up a little bit.
Change the miniatures up a little bit. And I guess if you felt like being a stickler, you could always change the name of your abilities to be a little more. What setting did you suggest? Steampunk sci-fi? Whoa, okay. You're getting tangled in the cord. You gotta sit still. Don't mess with anything. Okay? All right.
You okay, buddy?
All right.
All right. I guess. Yeah, change the names of the characters, change the figures that you're using, and you're off and running. You can always make up your own characters too, but there's so many characters. I think if you go back and start doing fantasy, if you go back and start doing ancients, if you go back to medieval knights and things like that, then you might have to adjust the characters a little bit more, or it might be more likely that you have to create your own characters for those. But westerns to near future is smack dab what Pulp Alley was designed for, and every one of our leagues can be used. You could pick any of the characters really out of the characters book or any of our ready-made leagues and run with it. They are ready to go. Charlie is playing this Sunday with us. All great games utilize Old West and Sub 4. Oh yeah. Not only that, but you think about how Star Wars or a lot of sci-fi movies are very much, westerns, just reskinned into, a different setting. But in a lot of ways, there's nothing going on in a Star Wars movie that really couldn't kind of happen in a Western. Oh, Jurassic Park. Oh, that would be fun. Ghostbusters and Jurassic Park.
Bubby, the answer is stay over here.
Yep. What you wanting to do?
Sit on that side.
Oh, okay. So that's what we're going to do with our Star Trek setting. We're going to take a couple of our existing leagues, and we're not going to tell you who they are, and we're going to reskin them, and we're simply going to give them different names and different miniatures, and we're going to put them out on the table. You can easily custom make your characters if you want to, but oftentimes you can find leagues that fit whatever setting you're wanting to do. Don't you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I have a new card game that I was working on that I did for Evelyn. We do homemade games as a family tradition, homemade Christmas gifts.
I knew I could do this.
And so this year I made a Christmas gift for Evelyn, our niece, that made this lovely banner for us. I made her a game called Evelyn's Little Monsters, and what I've done is I've reskinned that and changed the setting a little bit, and I'm going to release that probably within the next month or so, we'll start taking some pre-orders for it. I thought about doing it as a Kickstarter, but I just really don't. I don't think it's something I'd rather do. Just release it through the store and do it with pre-release or pre-orders. We're not going to print off a bunch of them, but as far as the gameplay, it's very much its own game, so I can't like say it's like this sort of game, but it is made to be playable by the whole family. It's made to be playable by. We had folks as young as like 8 years old playing
And then
it.
she took it to the other Christmas and played it with the other cousins, and they all loved it. And they're in a wide range of.
Yeah. So it's the sort of game that you can get out and play with the family and just have fun with it. It is kind of Pulp Alley themed, but it's the sort of game that you would be comfortable with playing with folks as young as, I think, even possibly even like 6-year-olds, 8-year-olds, and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's the rules. It's not Uno, but I use that just as an example of that level of complexity. You know, if you can count, what did Raymond say? If you could, it's just basic addition or something like that.
Yeah.
He's the 8-year-old. He said, "Mom, it's just basic addition. You can play it too." So yeah. As long as you can add and you can read a little bit, you're going to do fine being able to play the game. There's subtle strategies to it, but it's not overly complex or anything like that. Anyway, it's a fun game that I think you guys would really enjoy. I hope we'll possibly even do a video about it.
I think we should.
And do like a live play. How long were the games taking? Like 10 minutes?
Max.
Like the games are like 10 minutes or so to play. It's intended for maybe like 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Anyway, we'll give you guys more information about it. We had a lot of fun playing it, and I had thought about just releasing her version because I think it's really cute.
It's
the
adorable.
version that I made
It's
for
so
her.
adorable.
But we're just going to leave that one just for her. So it is a one of a kind sort of thing just for her. And then we'll do another version that is basically a reskinning. And I did change a few things to make, I learned a few things while we were sitting around and playing with the group. I went, you know what? I think I could make that better. So I took that information and we're going to kind of update it a little bit. So if you're the sort of person that would enjoy having a nice family-friendly card game that you can play quick and easy with your family sitting around the table, then this might be something that you would like to check out. I think that's all I have for tonight.
I think so.
Okay. All right. We'll give you more updates on that. Don't forget, we're going to be playing a live game with Charlie this Sunday, so you don't want to miss
10 a.m.
that.
Central.
10 a.m. Central Time as we start our Star Trek setting. And that's it. Bessy, play us out here. Joe, is there anything else you wanted to say tonight? Okay. Tell everybody goodbye. Tell everybody to.
I did.
Okay. Go ahead.
Guys, make sure to find out if you go to the Magic Jam. Now you can do it.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Make sure you go to the Magic